Athletes in Action provided an environment where I could hang out with other student athletes and just share life with them, the things they were struggling with, and realize that I wasn't the only one struggling with those things. I could share joys with them, things that we were doing well, and experience that fellowship with other athletes that couldn't have found on that genuine of a level in other places.
Cross-training as a ministry at Tech is a place that created fellowship for me, community, be equipped for evangelism.
One thing Athletes in Action has done for me is it allowed me to meet and develop a community with some really great guys that, like me, are athletes at Virginia Tech.
AI has also provided me with the opportunity to be part of a community of other believers and meet people who have the same goals and same ideas that I do in sport and competition is giving every day our all because we're competing for an audience of one.
As you can imagine, playing football at Virginia Tech had a lot of pressure and was very demanding. AIA gave us an avenue through which we could positively handle and deal with those pressures in a biblical way.
Meeting once a week with Nicole was probably had the biggest impact in my life.
The beauty of my discipleship relationship with Tom during my time at Virginia Tech was in the fact that I could experience a relationship where I was fully known and yet still fully loved. That painted a picture of what Christ really feels for me.
We did a series on the quest for authentic manhood, and in that, the thing that I got from Tom and John Jadon was that love is not always a feeling, it's a commitment.
When I first started meeting with Tom my freshman year, I claimed to be a Christian and I thought that I was walking with the Lord, but my lifestyle really wasn't lining up with it. And so as God pursued me through Tom really helped me to see that God had a better way for me, God had a better life for me, and I really needed to surrender to Him.
Just that there was accountability and encouragement and digging into the Word. It challenged me in my faith a lot. I could bounce ideas off of Nicole. It was really just somebody to walk the journey with me.
Also, through my discipleship relationship, I learned how to pursue a godly woman in a godly manner.
Discipleship has helped me with AIA by giving me an outlet to grow in my faith and talk through the difficult and challenging things that we go through every day, and it's really given me a chance to make my faith my own.
During the season this past year, I got an opportunity to start for 3 or 4 games, and during that time I realized, like, oh no, I got to start practicing harder, I got to get ready because I'm going to be out on the field the whole time. And what God taught me through that is that I was really going about the wrong way. I should have been practicing that hard all the time for Him.
Another cool thing I learned was how to go forth and apply the discipleship principles I learned with Tom to my new relationships with my students and my players now that I'm a teacher and a coach at Pulaski County High School.
God has really exposed to me a lot of lies that our culture tells us about what it really means to be a man. Because our culture, the world, tells us that in order to be a man, we need to date this number of girls, we need to be this strong, we need to party this much, and it's all lies.
Just the pressures of football and trying to maintain your schoolwork and our social life outside of that, it was hard, and I wasn't putting God first in my life. Tom was, I guess you could say, was speaking the truth.
I've learned that I can't rely on just what I've been told and what I know, but I have to be able to scripturally back things up that I know and believe, so I can stand on those as a firm foundation for what I say and what I do.
Having staff members here, walking our halls, going to practices, takes out a lot of barriers. There's availability, and that it can't happen when God's Spirit moves in the life of an athlete.
What you see on Saturdays is just part of it. We have 18, 19, 20-year-old men, young men that come on college campus, and once they become a Tech football player, they have instant popularity. Sometimes you lose your way, and a lot of us do when we get here, and it's been helpful to have Johnny, to have somebody you can go to and somebody that you can talk to and lay your problems online and not worry about that person judging you.
It's equipping people to use their platform of sport to glorify God, and their hearts are changing in the process, their hearts are growing, they're really we're building authentic relationships through this ministry.
As my teammates see my life change, mostly within the last year, they've really started to ask me a lot of questions pertaining to God in sport, God in life, just God in general, and I feel like And I know that God is really working in their lives, and He's really searching their hearts, He's really softening their hearts. And not just on the wrestling team, but throughout the whole athletic department. There's a bunch of guys that are starting to wonder, and you can tell God is really starting to search their heart.
It's very important what God's doing here. And there's key players here, there's key Christian coaches and key Christian administrators and key churches in our community that help all these pieces come together and make a ministry work and run. And so there's a general question of, is Athletes in Action a good ministry? The general answer is yes. But there's a more specific question: is Athletes in Action at Virginia Tech an effective and just really God-ordained ministry to happen here? And that answer is yes too.